My name is Domenica Massamby and I'm from Mozambique. I'm an architecture major with a minor in graphic design. I was sort of divided between pursuing an art sort of field and pursuing science, engineering at Lehigh, that's why. And then I thought that architecture would be a great balance, the technical side versus sort of the humanitarian and creative side. So that's why I went with it. I like that you can create stuff with your hands. In a way, like you sort of get really involved when like you're making the models and you're sort of trying to make it perfect and like you get really involved in and attached to it. But at the same time, like there's so many other like issues you deal with, like environment, social sort of relationships between people, politics. So I like that sort of everything sort of comes together in a mishmash of like connections in architecture. After graduation, I'm planning to go back into grad school and pursue a master's of architecture. I also want to like maybe go into more of like urban studies a bit, maybe working with like developing cities, and my sort of I guess interest in specific might be like education sort of reform and how like you can shape schools to like encourage students to be better, and yeah, maybe make a museum one day. Where I'm sort of open to like a lot of things at this point, but I definitely do want to become an architect. A significant moment for me, I guess, at Lehigh was my freshman year. There was an incident involving the Moja House, racial sort of conflict and all that stuff, and it was like the first time I guess I was like aware of like the American environment and like race relations and politics, and so that sort of woke me up and not just like I wasn't in the Lehigh bubble anymore. So I think that really opened my eyes a bit in terms of like seeing America in the bigger picture, and also sort of realizing how united Lehigh can sort of be. You might think that university sort of American culture, you sort of get this image that everyone's sort of in a clique and like people sort of separate, but that does happen, and it does happen in a lot of places, but ultimately at the end of the day, when people want to get something done, they do come together and like they discuss important things. And yeah, that really touched me. It was really like touching to hear people's stories about what they've experienced and that they want to make a change. And I guess that was like the first time I guess I heard it like vocalized from students that they're here so they can make an impact, and that sort of symbolized a lot. I was involved with the Black Student Union for a bit in the beginning of my first 2 years, I guess, at Lehigh. I've been quite involved, I'd say, with the International Bazaar. It's sort of been like the running thread throughout my Lehigh career, and I've been designing posters for them since the beginning, or like part of a committee as well. I like that you sort of get to work with people and like sort of meet people that you otherwise wouldn't have met. And like Lehigh it's small, but you don't know everyone, so it's nice to sort of like find people that care about the same sort of diverse and like inclusive mission as you, and people that are excited about learning about other cultures as well. You of course grow like academically and you learn a lot, but the growth you really have is through like the people you meet, and they sort of help you grow too. Having been in a boarding school, I was sort of used to sort of spending long periods of time without my parents, but this was definitely like a big step. But it does sort of like develop your sense of self. You sort of end up prioritizing your life, and it makes you really discover what you want to do with it and what kind of relationships you want to nurture, and it makes you appreciate your parents as well way more.